couldn't keep him down.
Oh my god, these jokes are actually solid. That's so funny. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome on in. Today I'm going to be reacting to Kha'zix the Void Reaver. Now, if this is your first time here, what I'm going to take a look at is I'm going to start with his biography and story first. We'll move on to Kha'zix's gameplay abilities and then take a look at skins and then any cinematics that Kha'zix might be a part of. And then I'll end off with the wiki and the voice lines at the end of the video. I'll have everything chaptered out if you're just interested in a particular part for Kha'zix. But of course, I would love for you to stick around for the whole thing and maybe enjoy the ride here of me discovering Kha'zix for the very first time. Now, I have done a Rengar reaction way back, actually, a little while ago now. I was going to do my Kha'zix reaction right after Rengar, but I ended up switching it up and doing something else. So I do know the kind of, a little bit, I do know kind of like the little rivalry. I don't even want to call it a rivalry between Rengar and Kha'zix. Let me just get into the reaction and find out about Kha'zix myself. All right, so starting off with the quote says, "Kill, consume, adapt." That's a pretty cool quote. Also, the name the Void Reaver, that's also sick. Okay, related champions are Cho'Gath, Kog'Maw, Rengar, and Vel'Koz. The only one in this list I haven't reacted to so far is Kog'Maw, which I believe Kog'Maw might end up being next. Okay, role as assassin, that makes sense. Region, the Void. The Void grows and the Void adapts, and none of its myriad spawn are these truths more apparent than Kha'zix. Evolution drives the core of this mutating horror, born to survive and to slay the strong. Where it struggles to do so, it grows new, more effective ways to counter and kill its prey. Initially a mindless beast, Kha'zix's intelligence has developed as much as its form. Now the creature plans out its hunts and even utilizes the visceral terror it engenders in its victims. Oh goodness. Basically, what I'm getting from this paragraph is he literally just adapts. He'll die or he'll lose a fight or something, and then he adapts afterward. Basically, you know what I mean? What doesn't kill me makes me stronger kind of idea a little bit. Even the fact that his intelligence has just developed more and more. Another thing I know about the Rengar kind of Kha'zix thing, I know it was supposed to be kind of like a alien versus predator thing. I don't know if that's just the way the community kind of lumps them in that sense, or if Riot actually was kind of referencing them when they did alien versus predator. Rengar being the predator, Kha'zix being the alien. All right. Time to dive into this biography. I'm curious. Oh, it's just a little paragraph. Okay, nothing crazy. I guess that makes sense for a void character. A vicious void predator, Kha'zix infiltrated Valorant to devour the land's most promising creatures. With each kill, he absorbs his prey's strength, evolving to grow more powerful. Oh, he absorbs it. Kha'zix hungers most to conquer and consume Rengar, the one beast he considers his equal. When Kha'zix crossed over into this world, he was fragile and ravenous. The animals he first encountered were too small to fuel the rapid evolution he craved. Kha'zix focused his hunger on the most dangerous creatures he could find, risking his life to satisfy his need. With each kill, he feasted and changed, becoming a stronger, faster predator. Kha'zix soon chased his prey with unrestrained aggression, believing he was unstoppable. One day, while savoring a fresh kill, the predator became the prey. From cover, a creature pounced in a blur of fangs and steel, tackling him to the ground. It roared in his face, slashing and clawing, and Kha'zix felt his blood spill for the first time. Screeching in fury, he sliced at the brute's eyes, driving it back. They fought from sunset to sunrise. Finally, near death, they reluctantly separated. As his wounds closed, Kha'zix burned with anticipation at the idea of devouring one who could match the Void's strength. He resumed his search for powerful prey with renewed vigor. Someday, Kha'zix will feast on Rengar. Okay, he's like, I need Rengar's power immediately. That's a really cool, very short biography, but I love it, honestly. You know what I mean? It's crazy to think how strong Rengar truly is, because I would definitely imagine Kha'zix is very, very strong as well, right? Here we go. Oh, wow. This is an interesting artwork here. I've never seen this. The story is called Adaptation. Kha'zix with his mouth open here. This is a very different look of what I've seen from Kha'zix. I guess I've seen the splash art often, but that's it. And then, in TFT, he kind of you get the back view of him, really. Okay. And then Rengar here as well without armor. So interesting. I wonder if this is actually from their fight or if it's going to be in the story. Here we go. To be exiled is to be erased. You are not forgotten. You never existed at all. Each beat of your heart is judged unworthy of counting. Even a slave wears chains, proving their value. Even the dead are mourned. I am nothing to the Kilash who birthed me. The name Rengar no longer recalls the face of their kin. Son of chieftain Ponjef. I am outcast from their hearts as much as their hearths. There is no return from such a fate, or so I was told. Years and blood can change such things. My heart still beats, and so I went to them with trophies gathered on the hunter's path. Wordlessly, I was brought here before my father's gaze. He offered me a return to the tribe where my name would be spoken and face remembered, where my heart's beating would be counted again. And he named the cost for such a thing. I must track a shadow, Bladed shard of moonless night, abomination. Return from the jungle with its head, and I shall be exiled no more. Interesting that the story is coming from Rengar's point of view here at the beginning. Okay, I melt between the trees. I hear, smell, feel. I parse the spoor of 1,000 creatures big and small. This comes from instinct, sharpened by the cold teachings of the human who found an outcast and set him down the path of the hunt. I still bear the knife Marcon gave me. I search for the wrong thing that dwells here, unable to belong. The trophies that hang and rattle from my coat are gone, left behind at my camp. There is only the blade, a layer of grease to slicken my fur, and the slow measured beat of a hunter's heart in my chest. There is nothing, amid the teeming life of the rainforest, until there is something. It is faint but stark, slithering over my senses. The sickly sweet unfamiliarity of it halts me for a moment as I take it in. It is wrong in every way. Repulsive, jeez. An enemy to life in ways I cannot describe. It defies everything around it. The true hunt begins. I follow the trail. I snake around it, never touching. I endure the wrong thing scent until the sounds of bloodletting reward me. Something is dying. Through the trees ahead, it is not dying well. A pack of jungle raptors, far from the apex, raptors are still capable predators and rarely ever prey. Their attacker is either desperate with hunger or unconcerned by their lethality. I bare my teeth in a grin and maybe a challenge after all. And of course, my thought goes to unconcerned by their lethality, basically. The reek of the wrong thing is overpowering. It clings to the clumps of bright, bloody plumage strewn about the forest floor. I surge up a thick, rugged tree trunk, my claws carrying me silently into the canopy. I crouch there in the leafy shadows, tasting the humidity of the air, narrowing my eyes, seeking my quarry. It has speed. That is a weapon it has honed to a fine edge. I catch only glimpses as it darts back and forth, finishing its kills and preparing to feast. The promise of trophies does not spur it to hunt. I sense a greater hunger in its movements, something beyond the primal urge to survive. When the last raptor dies, the wrong thing slows. Even so, it is never still. It leaps and slides across the ground like smoke. I can see it more clearly now. It makes my brain itch. Interesting. It is like an insect, but not completely. Its parts do not make sense. Limbs and flesh and shell and claws that cannot belong to the same single creature. All inside a glistening outer skeleton, blackish purple like rotten fruit. The air and light writhe around it. They do not want to touch it either. Yeah, I was gonna say, Kha'zix, obviously, when I look at Kha'zix, looks kind of like a bug. But what bug? It kind of looks like a mixture of things. But yeah, that's all. It's interesting that they finally said it here. That gives me the understanding I seek. The wrong thing bears the mark of an exile too. I'm ready to send it back to whatever foulness spawned it. With Marcon's knife light in my grip, I drop from the branches. There is no sound when I land behind the creature. It pays my approach no heed. I know how to move unseen, unheard, until those sweet, adrenaline-filled moments after a killing blow is struck. I have risen to become an apex predator by adaptation, by instinct. And in this moment, my instinct screams that something is not right. Oh, hesitation saves my lifeblood from joining that of the raptors. I barely see the claw as it slices the air I would have occupied. It knew I was coming. Had I not stopped short, it would have ended me then. Everything had been too clean, too easy. I should have recognized this sooner. Ponjaf's promise has blinded me. Confidence soured to hubris, leaving me exposed. A slick chittering comes from the monster's throat. Ichor flex its jaws. There's movement on its back, straining against the carapace. It hisses, a noise I cannot tell is of pain or pleasure, as a pair of new limbs erupt and unfurl into hideous, dripping wings. It has seen the threat I pose, and so it changes. It is unwilling to submit as prey. Oh my god. This paragraph right here of like basically Kha'zix adapting and changing his body to the fight that he's about to have with Rengar is very interesting, and now I'm super curious what his abilities are going to be. I lunge. Too slow. The creature's riposte sends Marcon's knife spinning from my grip. Foolishly, sentimentally, my eyes follow it for an instant. The air opens the way for the wrong thing to strike. Another bladed claw flicks out. Hot, stinging pain, a roaring between my ears. I fall back. Blood slicks my face. I scramble to gain distance, trying to blink the red from my vision. The right eye is a blur. The left remains dark. The roaring will not fade. I reach for my cheek. I realize what the beast has taken. Yep. Beating the last of the vile slime from its wings, the wrong thing rises to hover over me. It bares its fangs either in further challenge or a cruel grin, and holds my left eye up for me to see. Slowly, it lowers the blood-slick orb over its fangs and drops it down its gullet. My gorge rises. I clench my fist, rubbing at my remaining eye. The defilement of it, the symbolic shift as this foul creature snatches the role of hunter away from me. I no longer feel any pain, only rage. I hurl myself at it. I need no knife. I have the claws I was born with and the triumphal roar I learned for myself. I will not be defeated. We collide. The red dance of violence seems unending. We each give chase in turn. The abomination is cold darkness. I am the core of a vengeful sun. We cut away at each other over and over, and the rest of the world no longer matters. This is cool. This needs to be a cinematic, man. Why do we not have a cinematic of Rengar and Kha'Zix? Come on. Come on. Why don't we have that yet? Finally, as night falls, my enemy flees. Or is that just as I wish to see it? Maybe it learned all it can from me, and instinct guides it on to greater things. Exhaustion takes hold. I collapse, left with bloody wounds and a new terrible sense of connection to this monster. It is a bond forged in the moment it ate of my flesh. The Kilash know the wrong thing as Kha'Zix. In the old mortal tongue, it means you face yourself. True enough, it changed as we fought. Growing and twisting, it went forward, always forward to find its edge, where I looked back into myself, back into the past and the tribe of my birth, to summon my exile's fury. This was not enough. As it has adapted, now so must I, for I will have my kill. Very interesting that our story for Kha'Zix, I get it for the Void characters, right? Because our Void characters aren't having like thoughts and like thinking like this or talking like this. But it's interesting to have the story be from Rengar's perspective of their fight on that fateful night, right? Very interesting. Again, I think my favorite thing out of this is this paragraph where it's just talking about a slick chittering noise comes from the monster's throat. It hisses. A pair of new limbs erupt and unfurl into hideous dripping wings. Like that's such a cool and interesting little paragraph describing Kha'Zix, right? Favorite part for sure. And I can't believe, I mean, listen, I know Rengar, Kha'Zix, they're not human characters, and so maybe people don't care about them as much. But I mean, I'm sure there's a decent amount, or like when they first came out, there was probably a decent amount of people that played Rengar and Kha'Zix. Maybe I'm wrong. I just can't believe there is not a cinematic for these two fighting. There's gotta be, right? All right, so the gameplay spotlight for Kha'Zix, pretty old, 13 plus years. So when it's like that, I usually just go to the abilities page. So let's do that. Difficulty is medium, role is assassin. Now let's see what's going on with his abilities. So we have Unseen Threat is his passive. Nearby enemies that are isolated from their allies are marked. Kha'Zix's abilities have interactions with isolated targets. When Kha'Zix is not visible to the enemy team, he gains Unseen Threat, causing his next basic attack against an enemy champion to deal bonus magic damage and slow them for a few seconds. So we got two things here. So the passive basically just automatically marks, isolated enemies straight up. I'm wondering how big the range is on that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure there's like an actual range on if they're isolated or not. And then he just deals bonus magic damage when they don't see Kha'Zix, when he's not visible. Okay. Taste Their Fear is a crazy ability name. Wow. That's the Q. Deals physical damage to the target. Okay. I'm seeing it here. Damage increase on isolated targets. If he chooses to evolve Reaper Claws, this refunds a % of its cooldown against isolated targets. Kha'Zix also gains increased range on his basic attacks and Taste Their Fear. Okay. So we have a different thing here from evolving Reaper Claws. I'm not exactly sure what's going on with that, but I guess that has to do with his adaptation stuff. And then here we go again with, increased damage on isolated targets. Then we have the Void Spike, which the video, okay, there's the video. Oh, wow. Okay, so we got some range on Kha'Zix. Interesting. W. Kha'Zix fires exploding spikes that deal physical damage to enemies hit. Kha'Zix is healed if he is also within the explosion radius. If he chooses to evolve Spike Racks, Void Spike now fires 3 spikes in a cone. Oh, I see the evolution there. Slows enemies hit and reveals enemy champions hit for 2 seconds. Oh, that's cool. Isolated targets are slowed for extra. Okay, so you're telling me basically he gets to evolve one of his abilities. I'm wondering when you get to choose that, like how that works in game. And then we have a leap. Oh, that makes sense for Kha'Zix. I mean, he's got to be like Rengar. He's got to be really, really fast. Got to have a lot of mobility. Oh, I see the wings come out. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, he just leaped from Rengar to Nidalee too. Kha'Zix leaps to an area dealing physical damage upon landing. If he chooses to evolve wings, leap's range increases by 200 and the cooldown resets on a champion kill or assist. Okay, so that's if you evolve it. Very crazy. Last but not least, we have the ultimate called Void Assault. Let me see it. Oh, goes invis. Okay, goes invis again. Okay, what is this? So each rank allows Kha'Zix to evolve one of his abilities, giving it a unique additional effect. When activated, Kha'Zix becomes invisible, triggering Unseen Threat and increasing move speed. If he chooses to evolve Adaptive Cloaking, Void Assault gains increased invisibility duration and an additional use. Okay, so a lot of evolving and choosing kind of what do you want to evolve, basically adapting to your enemy in game. That's cool. I was wondering how they were going to incorporate that into the game. And yeah, literally depending on how you want to play Kha'Zix, depending on how you evolve him in that, in that game, that he's going to play a little bit differently, right? Now, whenever there's cases like this, though, I feel like generally there's going to be an evolution that is just seen as the weakest. Basically, there's like a tier list of what's good to evolve and what's not, right? So I guess drop that in the comments. What's worth changing for Kha'zix? What's not worth? Like maybe like leap actually isn't really worth evolving to get the double leap. Maybe it's actually the only one to get. You know what I mean? Like there's certain ones that probably are just not worth even getting. Obviously, you could do it for fun or whatever, but there's usually just a tier list of what's better and what's not so good, right? So let me know that in the comments. All right, and so I can get a little bit better of an understanding. There is a Wild Rift video that's only 4 years old, so I'm gonna take a look at this one. Here we go. Oh, Kha'zix is so beautiful, right, guys? He's so nice looking. Literally just reminds me of like a purple Scyther from Pokemon or something. Enhance next attack and slow the target. Refresh when hidden from enemy team. Like that. Okay. Just anytime you're out of sight. Evolve an ability with each rank. There you go. Okay. So it looks like he took the wings on that one. Taste their fear. Slash with claws and deal damage. Isolated targets. Okay, there's the bonus damage. And here's the evolved version. Gain attack range. What's that range like? Let me see. Oh. I feel like that's pretty good. Maybe not. I don't know. The spikes, I could see the spikes being like maybe not so good to evolve. Like I feel like Kha'zix is a character that you're like kind of getting in there, right? And getting in close, but maybe the spikes are good for slowing. I feel like Leap and Taste Their Fear are probably the ones to evolve. I could be wrong, though. Yeah, that Leap range is pretty good. Like, I feel like that's a really good thing for you to get in and out with him. Gain Invisibility and Move Speed for Void Assault. There you go. Pretty simple. I mean, okay, not simple. I feel like Kha'zix, based on watching him, probably pretty difficult to be good with. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's just literally like OP. Longer invisibility and recast twice when the ultimate is evolved. Okay. Yeah, probably evolving that too makes sense. Consume them one by one. Now, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Based on everything we know about Kha'zix, I mean, getting more and more kills, he would evolve. Oh, see, like Leap looks so good there. God, oh. That's the first time I've heard Kha'zix talk. Like literally, that's why I was like a little like, oh, I haven't heard Kha'zix speak at all. It just sounds like an alien kind of voice, you know? Okay, you guys let me know anything and everything about Kha'zix in League of Legends. Let me know how good he is meta-wise. Would you say he's one of the better assassins? Would you say he's, you know what I mean? Like, he's been in the game for a very, very long time, so just, you guys gotta let me know how good is Kha'zix right now. All right, everybody, I think this is the only thing that we're gonna have for Kha'zix because there isn't a trailer or anything for him, no like cinematics. There isn't any like Legends of Runeterra trailer or anything like that, so I think all we really have is the login screen, which is nice to have though. Not sure what to expect with this one. We got almost a 2-minute long login screen. Let's dive right in. Here we go. Oh. Lots of weird noises to start this one off. This one has so many elements to it. Okay. I mean, they're doing the traditional, like, drums thing that they like to do. They like to go really hard on the drums, for sure. Okay, it's getting, like, a little menacing, I'd say. Maybe it's supposed to be, like, his hunt music, you know, when he's out hunting. Or Kha'zix is chasing you. Which would be frightening. I mean, look at him. Yeah, there's so many different layers to this one. I feel like it's almost too many layers. Oh, hold on. Okay, I'm liking this melody here. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's kind of like horror movie-esque a little bit. I mean, it's kind of scary music. I'm not gonna lie. Kha'zix shows up on screen with this music. Whoa. That ending was so interesting. Hold on. There's so many things going on with the ending here. Maybe that was going on throughout the whole song. And like I said, it had so many layers. But let's listen to that again. What is that, like, instrument? It makes like a... Okay, so I mean, I don't think there's too much to talk about the login screen. I guess let me know what you guys think about the login screen. I think it's fine. Again, it had a little bit of like a horror movie-esque kind of like melody towards the second half here. And they went really hard with the drums in a lot of these earlier login screens. Like the drums seem to like really stand out in a lot of these. So they definitely kept with that. I think it's a fine login screen, but let me know what you guys think. All right, guys, it's time to look at the skins for Kha'zix. Looks like he has, you know, an okay amount. Let's go ahead and dive in. The first one is Crystallis Indomitus Kha'zix, special price. You know what I just realized about Kha'zix? Okay, that skin is incredible, by the way. I don't know how I'm just now seeing this. Okay, the splash art's great as well. This skin made me realize Kha'zix looks like a character from, he looks like a Zerg character from StarCraft. But this skin made me realize that because he also looks like a Protoss character at the same time. I don't know how it made me think of StarCraft, but there you go. I don't know how I didn't realize that. This skin though looks absolutely insane. I almost thought it was KDA Kha'zix for a second because, you know, his little his knives, whatever you want to call them here, on the... Okay, I don't think I've seen them evolve like that actually in real time, but there you go. They have that same color as like the KDA skins and stuff, right? This Crystallis kind of effect, I guess. Okay, there's the spikes as well. Dude, this skin is 10 out of 10. Holy. Oh my god, seeing the actual evolutions to Kha'zix like this is kind of crazy. I mean, in this skin especially. Okay, I have to see there's one more evolution, right? Right. The wings. Crazy. Oh my god. Okay. I haven't been in this love with a skin in a while. It's behind my head here, but I can see like the mark as well. It's like a bunch of crystals. Okay. Fair enough. That skin's pretty sick. Do we go straight into... Oh, we got his invis. I was gonna say, do we get straight into the recall? We already did the recall though. That skin's incredible, guys. I don't know if anything's gonna top that. I am gonna pick my top 3, but I'd love to hear what your guys' favorite skin is. Next up is Mythic Crystallis Indominus Chroma. Special price. I don't know what it means by special price, but... Okay, this one is clearly a different one, but it's not as good looking, but it still looks really, really good. Still looks really, really good. Straight up. Dude, that evolution of him bringing out his freaking claws and then like them getting just sharper and longer. Okay. I want to see the spikes. I see the mark. The mark's basically the same. A lot of this is going to be the same. That's why I'm kind of going through the Crystallis skin. Lots of gold. Okay. Yeah, so this is all the same here. The recall. Also the same. Which, that's a pretty cool recall. Yeah. Man. Crystallis Indominus is insane. Lunar Guardian Kha'zix. I said lunar. Okay. Oh, he's got scales. I like that. Ooh, and I like his claws here. They're almost like a karambit knife. A little bit. Cool. I like, yeah, and you know what's cool about the claws here? all the different colors on it. You got some red, you got some orange, some yellow, some blue, all straight in his claws like that. I do want to see the evolution of the spikes. Okay, so you just see like 3 more spikes sticking out. Let's go straight to the wings, maybe. I think that's okay. The wings are cool. Yeah, I'm gonna have to at least see the wings on everything too. Yeah, that looks cool. Okay, I guess I'm like not surprised, but I'm actually kind of surprised that these Kha'zix skins are kind of really, really good. Let's go right to the recall. Oh wait, you know what? I didn't see the mark. Okay, the mark effect is like this lunar cloud. Interesting. Okay. Recall. Oh, his face is totally like a dragon or whatever. I don't know. Okay, sick. Odyssey Kha'zix. Looks like a mech. Odyssey. Okay, the mark. Oh, I wonder if there's a I was gonna say, I wonder if there's a Project Kha'zix. That would make sense in my opinion. Okay, this one is pretty good so far, but so far I think it is actually definitely the weakest that I've seen. Oh, that red slash with the claws is kind of crazy. I want to see the spikes evolution. We got some more spikes out. They're just sharper. The wings. Okay. I think what it is it's like the colorization isn't my favorite, but it's still solid. What am I saying? It's honestly really good. It's still good. I just think like we started off at such an insane high point. Oh, and he goes blue. Blue and red here at the end. Okay. Recall. Oh. He's just sharpening his blades against the wall. Oh, who was that on the screen there? That's interesting. Championship Kha'zix. Championship, huh?
Devoured.
Oh, here he's looking a lot more like a Protoss character too, because of the blue and the gold is just like Protoss colors. The mark here. Interesting mark icon. It almost looks like a Star Wars symbol or something. Okay, I want to see. There's the claw upgrade. It adds more spikes on the inside. Some more spikes on the top. I want to see the wings. Cool. Blue and gold. Some white in there. What color does he end up becoming? He goes red with the final evolution there. Really good skin. I think I might like this one a little bit better than Odyssey, honestly. It's a little bit more like sleek and clean. But I did like the other recall better for Odyssey, but that one wasn't too bad. Dark Star. I like the Dark Star skins. Let me see it though. Oh, interesting. Ooh, I like the slashes. You can see like the galaxy being ripped open when he slashes like that. The mark again kind of looks okay. The wing upgrade, or the spikes, just more spikes on top. Let me see the wings. Wings are good. You know what? I actually like the sharp edges to the wings on this one. Like it's more, you know, it's not like rounded or anything. I do like how sharp the wings are. And then he becomes like a purplish black here with the final evolution. I like the Dark Star one. That's pretty good. I love, dude, like this final evolution looks insane. All right, see recall. Oh. Slices it in two and then slams them together. That was kind of cool. Death Blossom Kha'zix. Okay, first off, before we continue, these skins have actually been insane. I was going into this with no expectations. But you know what? Kha'zix is an interesting looking character that, like, they had to go kind of cool with him, right? Like, they don't have a character that looks anything like Kha'zix here. And so I think that's pretty cool. Okay, Death Blossom Kha'zix is the one that we saw in the Wild Rift video. Looks like just like a pale, weird looking bug version of Kha'zix, which I do like because it's a weird looking bug, Kha'zix. And I think that's actually pretty cool. The spikes look like icicles. Oh no, they look a little bit different actually. Let me see the wings. Yeah, you know, I like the fact that he looks more like a bug still here. Like, it's a really good skin if you want to keep that bug-looking style to Kha'zix, because the other ones don't still, right? Like, sure, you could say, oh, he kind of looks like a bug even in all of them, but this really looks like a bug. Oh, okay, and then he becomes like a tannish color with some browns in there, too. Okay, let's go to the recall. Oh, and the wings are orange. Nice. Oh. Ooh. Wow, dude. They are actually so creative with the Kha'zix skins. I loved all of these. It's actually so good. Guardian of the Sands Kha'zix. Now, okay. If any of them here, this one I know just feels like they did this one because they were like, okay, let's do like a Shuriman version of Kha'zix, right? They're just like going in, trying to do something. So he's got like golden armor or a golden carapace. Oh, I like the, you know, the evolution of his claws or whatever is always cool. His blades, the wings. Oh, you know what? Okay, maybe they were going with the idea of like a scarab. I could see like the scarab or like a beetle look to him. That's the thought I'm getting with the wings for sure. All right, let me see the final evolution. What do the colors change to? Oh, it just becomes like darker. It's okay. It's not bad. Let's see the recall. Now, I'm going to guess, is this just a regular recall? Yeah, that's feeling like a regular recall there. All right, last but not least is Mecha Kha'zix. Oh, no Project Kha'zix? Oh, maybe because it's too similar to Mecha. Although, you know, Mecha, Project, obviously still different. But I feel like if they came out with a Project Kha'zix, it would probably just be too close to this, perhaps. Okay. So you got the targeting icon here. I do like that. That makes sense for a mecha version. I was going to say that should be like missiles. Yeah, that's cool. What about the wings? Okay, they went with the, is it like a hexagonal pattern? That makes sense too, for like a mech. Okay. You know what? It's not bad. I think it's okay. Why does it look like he's trying to take a Okay, that was a weird recall, but it was different. Okay, so that's it for our skins for Kha'zix. I loved these. I'm actually so surprised by how good some of these are that, I don't know, they're just like, and you know what's actually crazy is it's a lot of them. It's not just like 2 to 3. I thought a lot of these skins were really good. I think my least favorites, honestly, just being these last two, Guardian of the Sands and the Mecha version. Death Blossom, still really cool. Darkstar is good. Championship was okay, and Odyssey were just okay, but I still think they were good skins. Okay. My top 3 favorite skins. I'm not going to lump these two in together, or I am going to lump these two in together. I mean, Mythic Crystallis with this one, the Crystallis Indominus Kha'zix being insane. Like, that's just the best skin. Lunar Guardian, my second favorite skin there. And then actually Darkstar being really, really cool. I like the final evolution form for Darkstar Kha'zix. I think it looks really, really sick. Like this dark purple color, I think is really, really cool. So those are going to be my 3 favorites. If you guys want to let me know your favorite, please do so. I think these skins for Kha'zix are actually so solid. All right, time to look at a little bit of trivia. This is for Kha'zix in the game of League. It says Kha'zix's production name was Teak. Ryan Morello Scott stated Kha'zix is completely unrelated to a canceled champion named Omen. Kha'zix was the last champion to feature in Art Spotlight. When concealing himself using Void Assault, Kha'zix will run in a different manner than usual. Oh, I didn't notice that. When acquiring evolved wings, Kha'zix will fly for a few seconds while moving. Pulsefire Ezreal and Monarch Kog'Maw do the same. Oh, that's a little spoiler, but that's a cool Kog'Maw. The hunt is on between Kha'zix and Rengar references Alien versus Predator. Okay, so they were at least referencing it. I don't know if that was an actual inspiration. It says Isolation references Alien, so Alien Isolation. Kha'zix's main inspiration. Oh, okay, so it is. Okay, never mind. I should just shut up and listen to the next sentence. Okay, hold on. I'm seeing some stuff in here that I already referenced earlier. Being an anthropodic invader from another world with scythes as his primary weapon, he also bears a striking resemblance to the real-life Mantis, of course, and Metroid Space Pirates. I don't know the Metroid Space Pirates, though he also possesses Beetle's hardened outer wings. Void Spike's projectiles might be referencing a Hydralisk from StarCraft. See, this is what I'm saying. I was like, how did I not think of StarCraft earlier? It took me so long. Kha'zix can spend evolution points on abilities he has not learned yet. Doing this only benefits Taste Their Fear for the bonus range on basic attacks. Kha'zix must spend evolution points before ranking up any ability if he has any unspent points after ranking up Void Assault. Kha'zix is the only Voidborn champion without true damage on any ability, unlike Feast, Acathian Surprise, Endless Banquet, Organic Deconstruction, and Life Form Disintegration Ray. So those are the other Voidborn champions and their abilities. Kha'zix names means you face yourself in an old mortal language, possibly Shuriman or Ishtalian. Oh, confirmed. That's a pretty cool meaning for his name. Very cool. Okay. Kha'zix had his game assets reused for several featured game modes. He was given a retexture and features as a monster called the Jumpy Slashy Monster and Invasion. That was pretty recently, wasn't it? When was Invasion? I think that was very recently. And then his animations were reused for the Shimmer Striker monster in Odyssey Extraction. Okay. All right. Some fun trivia there. Again, I'm surprised it took me so long to get the StarCraft reference. All right. Wiki time. All right. I'm going to take a look at the Wiki page now next. Let's see. Do we have any cool information here? Current residents, unknown, possibly Shuriman Jungle, family watchers, occupation predator, and servant of the watchers. Okay. Nothing crazy there. Let's move in straight in here into the background. Let's see. Early life. Kha'zix was born, like almost all Voidborn, as a product of the watchers manipulating organic matter to create servants to infiltrate the Runeterra and provide intel for them. Kha'zix is a particular Voidborn, a vicious creature seeking to become the ultimate predator in service to the Watchers. At birth, Kha'zix began as fragile and ravenous, feeding on smaller, weaker creatures that wouldn't allow him to adapt and evolve fast enough. Desiring more, Kha'zix hunted more dangerous creatures, risking his life to satisfy his need to consume and evolve. Kha'zix feasted on every kill, consuming their biological essence and eventually becoming a near-perfect predator, roaming the jungles and devouring all types of creatures. We cannot let this man devour Rengar because I feel you know what I mean? That's the ultimate, if he devours Rengar, GG, you know? All right, we got a couple of repeat things in here, so we're going to go straight into appearance. Kha'zix the Void Reaver is a terrifying embodiment of evolution and adaptation. He is a bipedal creature that stalks on clawed feet. His hunched posture conveys the image of a constant threat of violence. His body is encased in a chitinous exoskeleton, the colors of which reflect the unnatural hues of the void, a chilling mix of purples, blacks, and occasionally disturbing swings of green. Glowing red eyes pierce the darkness of his head, which can take on insectoid or vaguely reptilian features. Sharp blades protrude from his forearms, their shape changing and evolving throughout the creature's hunts. These blades can be smooth and deadly or transformed into serrated instruments of destruction. That is an insane just paragraph describing this dude. Okay, personality. I mean, what are we gonna see in personality, right? When Kha'zix was created, he was a vicious but unintelligent Voidborn that only knew how to kill and eat. However, his mutating abilities allowed Kha'zix to develop a growing sentience, complete with an intelligent mind, fearless attitude, and a sadistic sense of humor. Kha'zix has a lot of pride, seeking out worthy prey in hopes that he can grow stronger than them and eventually kill them, which was the origin for his rivalry with Rengar, as their previous battle was a stalemate and Kha'zix now considers him an equal. While hunting the Pride Stalker may not be such a wise decision on the surface, Kha'zix remains determined in his goal, whether it be from arrogance or just as a result of his programming as a Voidborn to seek out and kill the strongest creatures. Alright, so we got a little bit of stuff here to take a look at for abilities. So we have, of course, his Voidborn physiology. Kha'zix is a Voidborn, a creature constructed by the Watchers from within the Void by manipulating organic matter. Voidborn creatures are all programmed with the inherent desire to consume and destroy all of reality, but are extremely varied in form and function. Kha'zix has been created specifically with the ability to quickly evolve and adapt based on what he consumes in order to become the ultimate predator. And then we have his adaptive evolution, which I don't really need to get into, but basically he's constantly evolving and amplifying his mutations to become even stronger, right? We have claws, winged flight, void spikes, and camouflage, obviously all his abilities in game. And then his final ability is regeneration, which is by devouring the organic material of other creatures. Kha'zix can repair and regenerate his own body once damaged by utilizing the consumed biological material. All right. I mean, this dude's a predator. 100%. This dude's crazy. I mean, just listening to the dude's appearance, this guy's crazy. All right, relationship. Only thing we have in here is Rengar. That makes total sense. I guess, the Voidborn don't really have relations with other Voidborn either. I mean, it depends, of course. So yeah, they're not really, you know what I mean? They're not just all hanging out after work, right? Okay, so for Rengar, it just says at some point Rengar was sent to bring back Kha'Zix's head as a trophy, being the only way Rengar could truly regain honor and return to his people he got exiled from. They fought from sunset to sunrise. Finally, near death, they reluctantly separated. Kha'Zix now hungers most to conquer and consume Rengar, the one beast he considers his equal. Okay, looking at content for Kha'Zix, I covered it. We got the biography, we got the short story. Doesn't look like there's anything else. And then we only have one thing for trivia. It says Kha'Zix's name, according to the Kilash, means you face yourself in ancient Shuriman, possibly referencing his ability to consume his prey and evolve based on their strengths. Yeah, I think so. All right, nothing else to go into there. And you know what? I mean, I don't think we learned anything new from this, but I think it's just a good wiki page for him. You know, there isn't any more that needs to be added because I don't think there is any additional, information. It'd be interesting to see them do stuff with the Voidborn. I mean, they're not really touching the Voidborn right now. Like, even in lore wise, we're not even doing any of that at all. It's all kind of like Darkin and Noxus and Demacia stuff currently as of recording. So, hopefully we get some love with the Voidborn at some point. I know they were focusing in on them for a little while. Bel'Veth's not even that old either, but it would be really cool to see some more Voidborn stuff, and maybe Kha'Zix and Rengar could have something in the future. Okay, moving on. We don't have any Legends of Runeterra voice lines or anything like that because he is not in that game. So we're moving straight to the voice lines in League. All right, sad to say, but we don't have, it's not a lot of voice lines, everybody. He's not in Legends of Runeterra either. So a little bit of a shorter reaction to this guy, but I do think Kha'Zix is incredibly cool. I think he's got a really cool design. So again, I'm just hoping we get some more Voidborn stuff in general at some point pretty soon. Okay, let's dive right into these. Just so you guys know, it looks like there are voice lines as well for Mecha, Odyssey, and Crystallis and Dominus skins, but we're just going to be taking a look at the original voice lines for him. Okay, let's start off with the champion select sound effect. Sounds very Voidborny, I guess.
Change is good.
That's a perfect voice line. And then the ban.
They fear me.
Ooh, I do love his voice though. He doesn't have many, but these he sounds really, really scary. Here we go.
Consume and adapt.
Oh my god, it's loud. Okay.
Position for ambush.
Makes sense.
A different view. I sense worthy prey.
All right, that's important, right? Because he doesn't really care about prey that's just useless to him.
Endless hunger.
Well, unless it's to feed himself, I guess.
This world is delicious.
Interesting. There's a little bit of a weirdness there.
Sharpening my claws. Fear the void. No escape.
God, imagine he said that to you.
They'll never see me. My wings are restless.
Okay.
I will soar over them.
Man, dude, the like gutturalness to his voice is crazy.
They won't know what ate them.
Because they won't even see him. I get it, Kha'Zix.
In the shadows, limb from limb.
Limb from limb is crazy.
Ready to reap. Death from afar. Pierce and skewer.
Oh my god, pierce and skewer? All right, right into the taunts. Here we go.
Do not fear death. The best part of you will live on.
Oh, weird.
If I eat you, will I learn how to die?
I like that taunt.
You're barely worth eating.
That's a really good taunt as well. These taunts are solid. Wow. He's got a little bit of a sadistic humor to him. You know what I mean? Okay, so we got some jokes out of Kha'Zix? This is crazy.
To truly know someone, eat them and walk a mile in their feet.
I feel like that's a reference to Hannibal. I could be wrong. Maybe.
My purpose is eating deadly creatures. My hobby is eating yordles.
My hobby is eating yordles is crazy. I mean, for the size of a yordle, you are getting a lot of they got magic, you know what I mean? Yordle physiology, so okay. And then next up.
I ate an optimist once, but I couldn't keep him down.
Oh my God, these jokes are actually solid. That's so funny. Okay, moving on to his laugh. Oh God, I can't even imagine Kha'zix having a laugh, but here we go. It sounds awful. God, okay. And then we have a dance. Kha'zix dances? Sounds like a growl every time he dances. Okay, let's go right into his attacking. Some growls. And then attacking actual voice lines here.
Isolate and devour, one by one.
Oh, I like one by one. That's cool.
Delicious. Blood in the air.
Dude, these voice lines are actually fantastic.
Clever creatures. They fear me. Devour their bones.
It's a lot of the voice lines that, like, you know, any creature of like you know, this sort that would just attack from the shadows would say, but it's still cool.
From the dark, strike from above. Die running.
Die running. Oh man, that one might be the best yet, because if you just think about it.
Slice them apart.
Okay, I like Pearson Skewer better. Okay, so now let's go into his ability casting. It's going to be a lot of growling aggressively, apparently. That's all for taste there. Fear. Now we have Void Spike. It is different. The voice actor had to go in and just growl excessively, or hiss maybe, I guess, using Leap. Okay, and then using Void Assault, spending an evolution point.
I am living change. Evolve and overcome.
I actually like, kind of like, to give him more of this like scary factor. Obviously the real guttural voice effect and everything, but he's also speaking pretty slowly too.
They can't keep up. They will not expect this.
Ooh, I like the way he said they.
They will not expect.
There's like a little laugh in there, right? And then some more growls. Oh, that one was scary. The beginning of it. All right, and then death. Kha'zix screams and perishes. I hope you guys are like watching this or listening to this with headphones on, because there's some weird noises coming from this part of the reaction. Okay, last but not least is the trivia. Change is good references Kaizen. I guess that is a Japanese concept in business studies which asserts that significant positive results may be achieved due to the cumulative effect of many, often small improvements. Oh, okay. I guess I've heard of that, so I suppose. And then to truly know someone, eat them and walk a mile on their feet might be referencing To Kill a Mockingbird. Oh, okay. See, I knew it was something, like I've heard it somewhere. I wasn't sure where, but okay. I mean, if it's saying it's from Kill a Mockingbird, for some reason I was thinking Hannibal, you know, the guy that like eats people. That's where my mind went. All right, everybody. These truly, listen, I would love to have more voice lines from Kha'zix, especially interactions with other people, especially him having interactions with Rengar would be cool, of course, too, if they had a little banter. But maybe they aren't even going to have any banter because they would just go straight to fighting each other. But anyhow, what we do have here is fantastic. I love the voice that they gave to Kha'zix. It's this very guttural, super scary voice. Again, I think my favorite one, like all of them are really good, but for some reason, Die Running scares me the most. I mean, a lot of them are very, very scary, but Die Running scares me the most because he wants you to run, right? Like that's the point of that voice line, is he wants you to run. He wants it to be a little bit fun for him. A hunt, right? And maybe he's gotten a little bored because he's become too strong, and that's why Rengar is interesting to him, I think. All right, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this reaction to Kha'zix. I know I got to it a little bit late. I should have done it right after Rengar, I think. But anyhow, very interesting. Voidborn. I love how different all of them seem to be. None of them seem to be very similar at all, right? Like you can be like with like a race or a species, you can be like, oh, they're very similar in this sense. I guess the only thing being similar is that they're all purple, but right besides that, They are all super, super unique in what they're able to do, what they're able to say, if they're even able to say anything. Just their designs and everything seems very, very unique, and I do love that. Like I said, throughout this, though, I would love to have more Voidborn lore from Riot, but I don't think they're really focusing on that kind of like ending of the world aspect with the Voidborn as of right now. So I think it's maybe on the back burner, but I know it's super important. The Voidborn are very important in the world of Riot. It's what makes, the world of Runeterra unique in a sense, right? Are the Voidborn. So without the Voidborn, I do think, the world of League would be a little less cool. So, I think they're super important. I'm hoping we get some more stuff. Kha'zix specifically would be awesome to see him in Legends of Runeterra, or just, something else added in the future with him and Rengar. I think they both would need a little freshen up sometime in the future. They've been in the game for a while too, so you know what I mean? Like, it'd be cool to have them have their own cinematic fighting and meeting again. I think people would be really hyped to see that in a cinematic, even if it's just one of like the seasonal cinematics, right, where we actually get to see them fight. But right now we're in the Demacia era of things as of recording, so I don't think we're gonna get anything like that anytime soon. All right, everybody, thanks again for watching these League of Legends reactions. I'm continuing to do everything in alphabetical order because I've gotten to most of the super, super popular characters. So now I'm just going through and kind of finishing up with everybody else. So if I'm following the alphabetical order, I believe that does mean Kog'Maw is actually next. So look forward to that one in the next couple of weeks. I haven't been pumping these out as fast, but I am still doing them. Let me know your thoughts on Kha'zix, everybody. I had a fun time looking at him, and I appreciate everybody leaving a thumbs up on the video. Leaving a little comment would be nice as well. Don't forget to subscribe, everybody, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.